Parsley, sage, rosemary, and thyme. All right, I won't sing to you. I don't have a very good voice anyway. But what do I want to talk about today? I want to talk about herbs and spices and all those things that you can put into your garden that you can add to your exquisite culinary taste buds. Now, I'm not going to go into describing everything we've got here, but I want to point something out to you that I have got herbs popping up everywhere in my pathways. It all came from this here. I've got thyme over there. I've got sage. I've got all kinds of stuff. Well, all these little babies would be really nice in someone else's garden. So I'm looking to trade. I don't mind pulling these up, putting them in little pots. These things are gorgeous. I can't even remember what this one's called, but it was described to me. It's got little edible leaves on them. They taste kind of, they're okay. They're good to add to a salad, but they're beautiful. They have these beautiful, beautiful kind of a magenta colored flower, and they come up wild all over the place. I can't control them. So anyway, herbs are a valuable aspect to your garden, but they can take up an awful lot of space. Now, I've got a problem. I've got a huge problem. It's the middle of April. The weather is gorgeous, and it's time to start planting some of the more warmer weather crops. But I've overwhelmed my garden with cooler weather crops. I've got lettuce coming up everywhere, as I told you, and I'm eating it. Almost every day I'm eating it. And they're coming ripe, and all of a sudden we've got these big heads of lettuce that are coming up. Look at that thing. That thing is just beautiful, just beautiful. There's only so much lettuce I can eat. I've got a big family, and we feed a lot of them, but in no time at all, I'm going to have heads like this. This one's almost too big. I've got to pull it, and that's for tonight's dinner. Oh, there's another one. That's also tonight's dinner, and that's, well, you know what, you get it. So anyway, I've got a lot of things happening here. I've got snow peas that I planted. I'm a little late. I'm actually quite a bit late, but snow peas are one of those crops that, you know, they come up pretty fast, and if these do okay and it doesn't get too hot, I think we'll get some peas out of that real quick, so I'm willing to gamble. I've got some leeks that are coming up here, and I've got a lot of other leeks that I planted from seed, so they're coming up all over the place. But where do I put my tomatoes? Last year it was over there, so I think I'm going to have to do it over there again. I like to switch up the beds, but I've only got one fallow bed over there. That one's been totally planted, and I've got onions and kale and stuff just coming up everywhere. Now this bed right here is probably a good candidate. I think I'll put some squash in here. I've got a lot of Swiss chard coming up, and some lettuce that, even if it's not quite ready, I'll harvest it ahead of time. Some of the plants like this kale here, they're going to seed. I don't want to sit there and wait for that one to go to seed. I've got enough kale seeds, so I'm just going to make up my mind and process this out and start over. And that's one of the tough decisions, because I look at these beds and I think to myself, wow, it looks so good. These baby lettuce are still doing well, and it's going to be produced. But if you have too much of a good thing, then you don't get the variety that you need. Now look at this bed over here. This one right here, I didn't plant this bed. I harvest from it, but this bed is just so overwhelming with stuff that's going to seed. I think I'm just going to let it continue to go to seed, because some of this kale is ready to throw out some seeds, and so much of this stuff. It's got a big celery in there. I eat from that every day, and it's still got some big Swiss chard. I think I'll give this one another maybe 2 or 3 weeks, and it'll reach a point where I'm just going to be done with it. Now this is a cool plant right here. This one's feverfew. It's got really pretty flowers on it. I don't really use it. It is sort of a medicinal herb that some people really take some use. I need to learn. But this is the type of plant that really brings in a lot of pollinators. It flowers for a long, long time. Here's one over here. Look at all those flowers. Isn't that pretty? They stay like that for just about all summer long. It's just a wonderful plant. And they're coming up everywhere. I've got so much feverfew that giving me a headache. Well, not really. In any case, this is where my garden's at right now. I'm going to have to make some adjustments. Look at this. Feverfew everywhere. There's about 100 plants. I could pull those all up and they'll all grow. I do have sort of a haphazard approach to my garden. I sort of throw stuff everywhere and it just sort of happens to grow. I do take care of it. I do process it out. I know what's going on. And, I kind of like it that way. I see some of these real orderly gardens where everything is lined up in a row and everything is spaced perfect. That's not me. I throw stuff around and scatter seeds, and I end up with stuff coming up in the pathways. All this stuff over here, for instance, I've given away probably 500 lettuce plants. I'm going to get some more today. I just take a little flat shovel in here and I scoop it all up, separate them all out, stick them in someone else's garden, and lo and behold, they have lettuce too. So, I don't know where you're at in your garden, middle of April. Mine's doing amazing.